Well, Hunter Biden is offering to testify before Congress, but with conditions of his own that many in Congress may find hard to accept. Fox obtained a letter sent to House committee chairs from Hunter's lawyer, Abbe Lowell. In the letter, Lowell offers his client to appear not in a closed session, as the committee asked, but at an open public hearing on December 13th as a part of the House impeachment inquiry. It's unclear if the House Oversight Committee will take Lowell up on his offer. Here with me now to discuss from House Oversight is Congressman Andy Biggs. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. So are Abbe Lowell's conditions acceptable to you?
No, I mean, this is a new lawyer for Hunter. It's a new plan, but it's the same old story. He's trying to obfuscate and distract. Look, we want to treat him the way every other witness has been treated. He's going to come in. He's going to give a closed-door deposition the way you would if you were litigating any matter, criminal or civil. And then if he still wants to go public, then I'm certain that we'll try to accommodate that. But you need to have a deposition where we get to ask questions. The Democrats get to ask questions. But it's not a 5-minute charade that so many congressional hearings are. This is actually to get at the truth. And so his terms are unacceptable to me, and I'm sure to Chairman Comer.
So what could you say in a closed-door hearing that you couldn't say in an open hearing?
Well, first of all, the time limit is an hour. So if I wanted to sit down and ask questions, I can ask questions and follow-up questions and go back and forth. In a congressional committee, it's 5 minutes a pop, and that doesn't do very good to getting at the truth often.
Now, for years, Hunter Biden was getting away with quite a bit. I mean, he had David Weiss as the prosecutor, who was really slow walking this case for literally 5 years. There were all kinds of deals apparently being made. One that a judge stopped from being done. Seems to have got under his skin, thinking that he could, as the vice president and then the president's son, get away with practically anything. Is that what's going on here? He's just kind of upset that he's not getting his way anymore?
I think that may be part of it. Don't forget, yeah, he had very serious charges. The statute of limitations was allowed to run on those charges. But I think what's happening here is we're getting nearer and nearer the absolute truth here. He doesn't like it. He was fairly passive, and we're doing our investigation. Now that he's the central focus and we're bringing him in and he's going to actually have to respond, I think this is his way of trying to fight it. But he has to come and respond because we've set it up and followed the rules. We've issued the subpoena. And I think he just wants to avoid testifying.
Now, Politico came out with a piece saying that, you know, he thinks that this is the time of our history when the only way he can get anything is by screaming for it, by being belligerent. They say the president's son has a new legal plan. It will play out in parallel with his father's reelection campaign, playing hard. But they also suggest that some Democrats want to throw the guy under the bus, that he's too much of a drag on the president's reelection campaign. They say they talked to Democratic lawmakers who were betting on the political expediency of sacrificing Hunter. What do you think is going on in the Democrats' mind as we head into the election on this? Quickly.
Well, Hunter really is a liability to the Democrats, and I think many would like to cut him loose because he provides a distraction from what they're trying to accomplish. But the bottom line is they know that he's got some severe problems and culpability.
Andy Biggs, Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you being here.